Hey friends, welcome to my February wrap-up. So yeah, I'm just gonna pretend as if I did a January wrap-up, and I'm gonna hop into February and say, now it's time to do my February wrap-up, because yes, it's been a long time since I've updated my YouTube channel, so for those of you who have hung around, I very much appreciate it. And today we're gonna talk about books because that's what we do here. Books, writing, you know, that's the thing. So I read 12 books in February, which was a very excellent month for me. I think I did 12 in January as well. And so I thought I would just highlight a few of the books that I think are worth talking about here on the channel. So the first one is The Lost Causes of Bleak Creek, and thanks to the publisher for gifting me this copy. Now, I am a huge fan of Good Mythical Morning. My husband and I watch it almost every night with dinner. It's just like, ooh, let's see what Rhett and Link do tonight. So when I got the chance to have this book, I was like, yes, please. I can't wait to read it. And I am glad that I did. I did only rate it a 3.5 out of 5 stars for several reasons. First of all, it kind of feels like you're reading it. I mean, it's still about kids, but it kind of feels like you're reading a grown-up version of like a Goosebumps story, or maybe like an extended version of a campfire story. There is some speculative aspects to it that I am totally on board with, but it felt a little lacking, I think, in cohesion. You've got a couple of different stories going on, and if you guys watch Good Mythical Morning at all, you will totally connect Rhett and Link with the main characters of this book. It's literally like they took their childhood, wrote it in a book, and there you go. Maybe added some fantastical elements to it, unless they did experience what happens in the book, and if so, that's crazy. It's not that I just didn't like it, but it was maybe not my favorite form of storytelling. I tend to like more immersive point of views where you're in that character's point of view and it's limited and there it is. Oh, hello, Georgia. But you can't see her, but she's down here. Leave me alone, I'm videoing this dog. But like I said, I prefer a more limited POV, where this felt a little omniscient, I suppose, in a sense. That was Georgia sneezing. Anyways, not bad, just not as amazing as I'd hoped. Next up, I read Hidden Figures, which is, and I'm not positive if it's the book behind the movie or the movie and then there was the book. I don't know how that worked out, but I read Rocketman last month and I was just on this kick of like true space stories, so I got the audiobook of Hidden Figures. It was really good. Now I'm like itching to watch the movie, so excited. I gave that 4 stars. Then I read Long Bright River. Thanks to Libro FM for gifting me, it's an ALC, an advanced listening copy. So I was able to get an advanced listening copy of Long Bright River, and it was really good. Deals with some heavy topics like opioid addiction, but she handles it so well, and it's just it's a neat procedural story, but then at the end it's very uplifting, so I definitely recommend it. There was some language in it, so sorry for that, but her story is just really well done. Oh, then I read The Awakening, and this was on Kindle, and I'm sad to say that I've had this book probably for 5 years on my Kindle, and I read the first one, which is The Gifting, maybe like last year, and then hopped into The Awakening, and then I just like, if it's on my Kindle, I don't always get to it as quickly. So I just decided to dive in this last month, and it was excellent. I am very nervously anticipating the end, but I'm not quite there yet because I'm reading a couple of books before then. But very, very, very good. A little bit futuristic with some paranormal things. Excellent. Very well written. I love the characters. It's just really good YA. So check that out. And also I like the romance too. Then next, I read A Heart So Fierce and Broken. This is the arc that I got from the publisher. Thanks to Bloomsbury for that. But I've also bought myself the hardcover, and I have the first book in ARC form as well, but I'm going to be buying the hardcover as soon as I can. These are quickly becoming my favorite story. Like, these are, I don't know. I really, really like this book. It was 5 stars for me for sure. The first book was excellent and also 5 stars. This one was a little bit more challenging, I think, at the beginning for me, because you're coming off of the first book and just like everything that you've like learned and like grown to love in that book is a little bit twisted. I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but let me just say that this was very good. It did take me a little bit longer to truly oh yes, Georgia, okay. It took me a little bit longer to truly appreciate the characters and the story that they live out, but by the end I was just like, I can't wait to see what happens. So excellent. Next, I was able to read Kings Falling by Ronnie Kendig. I got an advanced copy. Thank you to NetGalley and the publisher for that. It's excellent. It's so good. So it's the second book in I think it's the Book of the Wars series. This baby comes out the end of this month, so March, I think 31st is the release date. It was full of the action that you come to expect with Ronnie Kendig, but also the fun additional elements of like, it's not science fiction, but you've got like an element of things that you can't quite put your finger on that aren't exactly described naturally, I guess you could say. So I will be posting my review for that soon on my blog, but 5 stars for me. And then finally, not the last read of this month for me, but my last 5-star read, Shadow and Bone. Yes, please yell at me for not reading this earlier in my lifetime, because I feel as if I've been cheating myself. I did end up doing an audiobook for this. I have all 3 in this beautiful updated paperback version, but honestly, I just don't have as much time as I used to for just like sitting down and reading, especially if I want to be able to do videos and do other things like, you know, cook dinner for my husband. But I did end up completing, like getting the whole series on Audible, because they just had a sale of like some of the series that are out. So now I have the rest of this series. I have both of the 6 of Crows duology on audiobook, so I'm probably just going to be binging those these next couple of months. But the world building is phenomenal, and you just get sucked in. The Darkling, right? Oh, I'm not someone who, I don't know if, is this a spoiler? I don't know. I'm not someone who likes villains, but yep, I'm just gonna leave it there. For those of you who know, you know. Anyways, can't wait to hop into the next book this month. So that was my wrap up, 12 books. Those were just a few of the highlights. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please shoot me a comment down below about some of your favorite reads from February. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I promise to be updating way more frequently than I have been. To be fair, I did get married last year, and life became a little bit crazy with just adjusting to the newness of that. So maybe I'll do a video on the story of that. If that's something you guys are interested in, comment below and let me know. But thanks so much for watching, and let's be friends and let's talk about books. Go lay down. Then